Who is this infamous pirate? Meet Blackbeard, who's
kind of what I consider the Blackbeard special. Blackbeard was known to carry many of these.
I returned to go on the account as I know it. I returned.
This guy, Blackbeard, his earliest memories of the...
He was the devil of the seas, a man whose very name made ships surrender before a single shot was fired. Some called him a monster, others a genius of fear. But the truth, Blackbeard wasn't just a pirate. He was a master of legend, and this is his story. Chapter 1. The Man Behind the Legend. Blackbeard's early life is a ghost story written in missing pages. Historians believe his real name was Edward Thatch, possibly born in Bristol, England, though no record of his birth survives. Some think he served as a privateer during the War of the Spanish Succession, legally plundering ships for the British Crown. But when peace came, those sailors were left jobless, men who knew only violence and the sea. And where do trained killers go when the war ends? They become pirates. So, Thatch sailed for Nassau, a pirate republic where the law had drowned long ago. Here, surrounded by rogues and dreamers, he transformed himself, growing his beard long, dressing in dark coats, and adopting a name that would echo through time. Blackbeard wasn't born, he was created. Chapter 2. Rise of a Sea Devil. In the spring of 1717, Blackbeard joined forces with the pirate Benjamin Hornigold, raiding ships along America's eastern coast. He learned fast, attacked quickly, took what he needed, and vanished before the Navy could react. Soon, he was captain of his own vessel, the Revenge. The seas began to whisper his name, and those whispers turned to fear. But his true rise came when he captured a massive French slave ship, La Concorde, off the island of Saint Vincent. After freeing some of the enslaved and offering others a place in his crew, he refitted the ship with 40 cannons and renamed her Queen Anne's Revenge. Now, Blackbeard commanded 4 ships and more than 250 men. With that, he became a floating empire, a warlord on water. He didn't just steal gold, he stole control of the oceans. Imagination. Chapter 3. Master of Fear. Blackbeard understood something most men never fully understood, that terror is more powerful than violence. Before battle, he tied slow-burning fuses into his thick black beard and set them alight. As smoke curled around his face, he looked like a demon risen from the deep. To terrified sailors, he wasn't human. He was a myth incarnate. But here's the twist. There's no record of him ever torturing or murdering prisoners. Most of his victims were unharmed. His greatest weapon was fear itself, a kind of psychological warfare long before the term existed. They called him El Gran Diablo, the Great Devil. However, those who met him outside battle described him as strangely polite, even charming. He wasn't chaos, he was calculated theater. In less than 2 years, he captured around 40 ships, and nearly everyone surrendered without firing a shot. Chapter 4. The Blockade of Charleston. In May 1718, Blackbeard executed one of the boldest moves in pirate history, the blockade of Charleston, South Carolina. For 6 straight days, his ships trapped every vessel trying to enter or leave the harbor. The city descended into panic. But when Charleston's leaders finally sent envoys to plead for mercy, Blackbeard's demands stunned them. He didn't want gold or jewels, only medicine for his crew. The city complied. Once the supplies arrived, Blackbeard released the hostages and vanished into open water without killing a soul. But fate was closing in. Shortly after, his flagship, Queen Anne's Revenge, ran around North Carolina. Some say it was bad luck. Others believe he did it intentionally to divide the treasure and cut loose the restless among his men. Whatever the truth, the Caribbean's greatest ship is gone, swallowed by the sea. Chapter 5. The Fall of Blackbeard. After losing his ship, Blackbeard sought a royal pardon in Bath, North Carolina, promising to give up piracy. For a time, he played the role of a gentleman, drinking with officials and mingling in polite society, but peace was never his nature. Soon, he returned to the seas, capturing ships and pretending his plunder came from abandoned vessels. Governor Alexander Spotswood of Virginia had enough. He secretly sent Lieutenant Robert Maynard to end Blackbeard once and for all. At dawn on November 22, 1718, off Ocracoke Island, Blackbeard faced the Royal Navy. Outnumbered, he refused to flee. Smoke filled the air, cannon fire roared, and Blackbeard fought like a demon, pistols blazing, sword flashing, laughing through blood and fire. When it was over, his body carried 20 cuts and 5 bullets. Maynard severed his head and hung it from his ship, though legend claims his body swam around the ship 3 times before sinking. Chapter 6. The legend lives on. Blackbeard's reign of terror lasted less than 2 years, but his legend endures 3 centuries later. Why? Because he became something larger than life. He turned fear into performance, and performance into immortality. To the people he robbed, he was a monster. To the men who followed him, he was a hero. And to history, he became the line between myth and man. Even now, sailors near Ocracoke Island whisper that his ghost still roams the waves, searching for his missing head. On misty nights, fishermen claim to see a glowing figure moving through the fog, beard aflame, eyes burning like lanterns. Maybe it's just stories told over rum and waves, or maybe the sea never really gave him back. Because when you think about it, Blackbeard achieved something most kings never did. He became a legend that death couldn't kill. He wasn't just the most infamous pirate to ever sail the seas. He was a master storyteller, writing his myth in smoke, fire, and fear. So, what do you think? Was Blackbeard truly the devil of the deep, or a brilliant manipulator who crafted his own immortality? Comments below. And if you love uncovering the darker corners of history's mysteries, don't forget to like and subscribe.